Well, from incompetence to bad ethics, we have another Liberal minister found guilty of violating the Ethics Act, this time for giving a $23,000 contract to one of her best friends at a company called Pomp and Circumstances. And it reminds us of the Prime Minister giving $500 million to an organization called the We Charity that gave his family $500,000. So, Mr. Speaker, will this minister be held accountable, and will she be required to pay back the $23,000 in improper contracting that she gave out?
The right honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, in this House there's a lot of debate and back and forth, but every now and then there's an opportunity for Canadians to weigh in directly on what's going on in federal politics. And yesterday, the residents of Mississauga Lakeshore had a choice. They could choose between the Conservative Party's politics of division and reckless proposals that included recommending you opt out of inflation by investing in crypto, or our government's approach of being there for Canadians every step of the way and putting more money back in their pockets. Well, Mr. Speaker, the people of Mississauga Lakeshore have spoken and elected a Liberal member of Parliament to come to Ottawa.
Now, Liberal insiders are the only ones benefiting from reckless Liberal spending. And the Liberal Trade Minister's friend is the perfect example. She just got caught breaking ethics laws for giving her friend a lucrative contract. This kind of wasteful spending is driving more and more Canadians into food banks. For every hard-earned dollar Canadians make, they owe $1.83. Failed Liberal policies have driven up the cost of home heating and made them double. Why won't this Liberal government do the right thing, stop their reckless spending, rein in their spending, cancel a carbon tax so Canadians can keep the heat on this winter?
Yes. The Honourable Minister for Families.
Mr. Speaker, what the honourable colleague is talking about is the Canada Child Benefit that's helping 9 out of 10 Canadian families. It's helping that single mom pay for groceries. It's helping that family make sure their kids have access to winter clothing. Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House, we will continue to support Canadians as they go through difficult economic times. The Conservatives keep talking about how things are more expensive, but when they have an opportunity to actually vote on items that help Canadians, they vote against them every time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
During a Liberal-made inflationary crisis, Canadians are having a hard time choosing between heating their homes and feeding their families. And we found out today that instead of having the backs of Canadians, they're helping Liberal insiders get rich. The Liberal International Trade Minister was caught red-handed and found guilty of breaking ethics laws by giving a sweetheart contract to her friend, the CBC pundit, Amanda Alvaro. Will the minister resign?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Commissioner for his important role in ensuring transparency and accountability in our institutions. And as the report indicates, I take full responsibility for my actions. I should have recused myself, and I apologize for not doing so. At no time was there any intention for anyone to benefit inappropriately. My efforts fell short of my own high personal standard for transparency and accountability, which Canadians have a right to expect from their elected officials. I'm sorry, and it won't happen again. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Selkirk, Interlake Eastman.
Mr. Speaker, if the Trade Minister was truly sorry, she'd pay the money back. In fact, she is the 4th Liberal Cabinet Minister to be found guilty of breaking the law by the Ethics Commissioner. The Trade Minister got caught giving 2 sweetheart deals to her friend who also worked on her campaign. Now, the Ethics Commissioner said there's simply no excuse for contracting with a friend's company. After Bill Marno got caught, he did the honourable thing and resigned. Will the Trade Minister follow suit and resign immediately, or does the Prime Minister have to fire this corrupt minister?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I have taken and I am taking full responsibility for my actions. I should have recused myself, and I'm sincerely sorry for not having done so. What I want Canadians to know is that this will not happen again.
The Honourable Member for Mégantic-L'Érable. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of International Trade said that she's accepting the full responsibility for her actions. What does that mean, accept the full responsibility in this House, Mr. Speaker? It means to do something, not just say that you're sorry, but you also have to assume this responsibility. She abused of her power to give a $20 million contract to her Liberal friends. Is the forced Liberal minister to be caught by the commissioner? It's inexcusable to conclude a contract with her friend, and now she can do the only right thing and step down.
The Honourable House Leader.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The minister has already offered an apology. It's obvious there was no personal benefit at stake. The minister only accepted all the recommendations, and she's already answered the question